I'm Ryan Barath, the gear editor for Skratch. I'm here with Jason Dufner, and we're going to talk some short game.
Oh, so that's how you birdie 16.
Man, seeing some great pitch shots today.
What is your process for selecting the shot you're going to hit if you're going to go to a pin that's, say, like a medium distance away, if we're thinking of going to that, like, number one there? Are you thinking putter from this area, or are you going to pull out a wedge?
So I usually like to try and take it in the air and land it on the green more often than not. I think the way short game has gone on the PGA Tour in the last 10, 15 years, everybody's using the 60 degree for all types of different shots. So when I'm looking at a 60, I want a club that I can hit it low, I can hit it high, I can hit it off of soft lies, tight lies, firm lies, bunker play, and then obviously on full swing. So I'm looking for a wedge that does a lot of things. Short game has the most variables because the lies change, the shots that are required change, the conditions change. All these things change, so you need a wedge that can adapt to that. Obviously, we only have 14 clubs in the bag. It would be great to be able to have, say, 4 60-degree wedges that all do something different or are specialized for that, but we don't have that option.
What's it like working with the Cobra team to develop a wedge, especially for, in your case, a 60 degree that you like to use around the greens, to get it dialed in for all those shots?
You know, through my career, 20 plus years on the tour, played around with a lot of different things. And I'd say about 6 or 7 years ago, I kind of settled on a certain wedge type. It's a wider sole. I like a lot of bounce on the front, so they have to grind this angle. Luckily, with the technology we have now, we can 3D print these. So a couple years ago, Cobra came to me, and they're like, hey, we have this technology, we can scan, and then we can 3D print them right to those specifications.
Cool. Let's see you hit some shots.
We'll see how I attempt. This is the first one of the day. Almost chipped in. So on this shot, it's a short shot, and I'm gonna use more of my kind of arm, my wrists and my hands, and I'm gonna have a little body pivot, but as we get longer, you'll see the body pivot takes more control. For me with short game, I like to feel like I'm left on my weight. There's no real weight shift in the short game. I feel like I'm staying on my left side. So I like to get like 70-30 and really lean into it, right? And then I always want the club face working open. No matter what it feels like at address or how I set it, I want to feel like the face is opening. That's the one I want right there. And you can see how that
Checked up so much quicker.
had a nice check and finish to it.
Nicely played. Nicely played.
So we moved over to like more of a full swing shot, looking around. I think we got 70, 71 yards here.
Yeah, this is 70 here.
When you are going through and hitting these shots, and you're trying to hit different trajectories, like you're going through your bag, like I want to hit one low, I want to hit one high. Like, how do you go through that process when you're selecting the shot, and how do you feel like you're going to hit them?
Yeah, I think that's an important part of what we do, fitting balls with different trajectories to different hole locations. For this one that I have right here, there's a lot of green in front of me, so I'm going to flight this a little bit low. Trajectory plays a big role in distance control also. You know, you get these balls that go really high. It's hard to control the distance that you're going, so most of the tour players kind of live around the 100-foot range on peak height. But sometimes you need to hit them a little bit higher to get to pins that are tucked over bunkers and all these types of things. So this is a little low, flat one. So we got 70 yards. A little bit downhill. And it was just a little flat draw. Most of the time I like to hit little tiny draws with the wedges, especially on the lower trajectory. A little bit easier. And that's just kind of a nice mid-flight, nothing crazy. Took some interaction turf. If we wanted to go lower, let's say we had like a strong wind in our face, I'd put the ball back even more, and I'd feel like I really had a low exit. And that one was really low, a little bit hooky.
And the thing is, I think, so what makes it so interesting and is it's all with one club.
Right.
It's not like you're trying to think your way through, I'm going to hit a 56 because I want to hit it lower. It's like, I'm going to change with the club that I'm really comfortable with.
A lot of it has to do with the setup and the address position, where the ball is positioned, how much you lean the shaft, and then some of the release stuff, right, that we're really good at changing.
Yeah.
Right? That's like our special skill, our ability to adapt to these changes in conditions, changes in what the course is telling us to do. That's a little bit lower. So we're really good at like changing these heights and these trajections. Our baseline is really good, and that gives us the availability to do different things, high, low, soft. I think for most amateurs, finding a good baseline, finding a good wedge fit, and coming up with one standard shot is probably the first avenue to explore. And then from there, you can go off your baseline. That's kind of how I've always approached all of my golf, is I want a good solid baseline with all these aspects of the game. And then what different avenues can we explore when the conditions and the challenges on the courses that we meet, how can we play with those a little bit?
Yeah.
You know, every golfer is different, and I think going through and getting a wedge fitting and understanding the differences, I think, is an important aspect.
It goes to show how important finding those little advantages, whether it be bounce or grind or working with your shaft, how they're going to affect not just your short game, but also those full swing shots as well.
For sure.
Cool. Thanks so much.
Yep.